Today we're going to talk about the letter D in two different angles. So this one, I'm going to create a D letter in this side, and this one I'm going to create it on this side. Okay, so you can see the difference, how they dramatically changes. So first, if you want to create I remember the graph paper, making it D. So if I bring the graph paper quickly, so here's the D, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 by 3, and you can extend it to the B. So once you know how to do D, you can create B and any other letter, small case B or D, or things like that. So I need to find the place that's the center. So I'm going to divide that into, it's quite different from one point perspective. So if you are still trying this as a basic, you might want to practice a little bit more. So I'm going to find the center. And then if I extend this, so a lot of previous videos, it shows how to create this. And then vertical line. And then I have 1, 2, 3 columns. So here I divided into 3 before. So all I have to do is connect them. And then connect them here. So always make sure they're connected to the vanishing point. Do not forget that part. The next thing you want to do is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you find the middle part here. That's the middle part. And then what is the middle part from this angle? Here and here. And then you have to start connecting this too. So this is a little tricky part. So you have to connect them. See how wide the curve is, but if you go down here, it's going to be squeezed in like that. So same thing in the center. There's always middle point. So make sure that you find the middle point by using that middle. And then same thing. It's a wide circle and very squeeze and narrow the bottom. Okay, and then we have a D. If you check the website, I put one of the final with the value in, so you can check that out. Maybe if I have a time, I'll do a little bit. Okay, and then you decide how thick you want that to be. Let's say I want this much thick. All you have to do is, again, two lines collide. There's a corner. Right? Remember, I do not go all the way. Now I connect this one and then slightly curve it on the bottom. Right? And then I create this. If I make this one darker, then there's a D letter. Okay? Now, what happens if I want to create the D on this side? So same thing. So let's create our center point. So we can make the 3 columns very proportionally. So vertical always parallel to that. And then extend the center line. This one and this one I connect to make the 3rd column proportionally. Right? So I have 1, 2, 3 columns. So again, I did a 2 centimeter apart from top to bottom. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 boxes. So middle point is here. And the middle point for this column is there and there. So what do you need to do? Same thing. start connecting. This one, what happened? It's opposite, right? And then this one is the wide extension. So remember, it's opposite. This one was a wide circle. This one is squeezed. This one is squeezed. This one is wider. Okay. So let's find the center here and here, and then do the same. Right, and wide. Then your T on this side is successful. Remember, if you extend this one more up, one more down, whichever you want to go. So if you double this up, then you can create B. So once you know how to do D, then how to do B is easier. Now, connect the corner. What is the corner of the circle? How to find is just before it goes out or come in, and then whenever the ruler side is touching the edges of the circle, and then that's the corner for the circle parts. And on the bottom, remember, this is all circular parts, so you don't need to really connect this part to there. Right? This is all just one whole thing connects, just like that. But you do need to connect the inside because that's a sharp angle separating from top and here. Now, let's decide how much thickness you want to apply. Right? So remember, if you do this, there's a box here, right? Imagine the box, another box, and then you need to find the middle point. And then from that box, same thing. Let's say it is coming from there, right? And you create a squeezed. And from there, you go down to the middle part. Good. Now remember, this one is continuing to there, right? And then this one is continuing, right? So once you do this much, what do? You decide where the light source is. If the light source is for this one is coming from here, then this part will get dark. And if you apply the same thing, then this one will get dark, right? Let's say I use the highlighted light for this one here, light, and highlight it from here to this angle. So let's say there are two different lights going on, but then this should be dark. Right, always opposite side of the light source, it gets darker. Right. And use the ruler to create an edge, nice and neat. That's always helpful. And then you can always revisit to make the value smooth. Okay. So it's going to take a little time. And same thing on the bottom. You're going to make it darker. Of course, the inside will get dark too, right? Right? It's just smaller, so you're going to be a little bit more careful. So since you use the letter on this side, it's logically more reasonable to have a light here and the light this way, right? So still, remember, light is hitting the whole thing together. So when you are doing the circle shading, a little bit lighter on the top, right? then slowly, what do? It gets darker as it goes to the bottom. Okay. And then later, you can always just erase the parts away. Okay, circular parts, it's harder. The reason is we cannot block the parts with the ruler. Right, same thing here. You're gonna make this inside darker, right? And the top parts you probably wanna make even more darker. Right? So let's assume that later we're gonna finish this. And another trick about when you are shading something, and let's say, oh, I went too far, right? Another way is, let's say you have a paper, then all you have to do is block this part, and then you can erase it, but then you can create a perfect edges, okay? Paper was too thin. Okay. So that's how you create a letter D in two different angles. Hope you can apply this to other letters that's circular, especially the B and R and P are all the same thing. So all you have to do is just edit more structure to the bottom.